I'm Andy Revkin, write a column for the New York Times online, otherwise called a blog, called .earth, since 2007. I've been writing about climate change since the 1980s, and my bigger focus is on ways to smooth the human journey in the 21st century. Like, how do we head through roughly 9 billion people by mid-century with the fewest regrets? That's my beat. That's my question every day. My own journey on thinking about, writing about, working on the climate problem has continually been a learning journey. Even though I've been writing about it since 1985, essentially, 88 in a big way, it's not like I'm writing the same story. What happened was, the first 20 years or so, I really was sort of writing the same story. It was about this biogeophysical problem called climate change. Greenhouse gases trap heat. And I kept trying to write it in new ways. I built the blog around it and around sustainability more generally. I did some video work, and we had the Arctic Rush documentary for the New York Times.
In Russia, there's been a lot of resistance to the idea that there could be a human-forced change in climate that would matter. Perhaps because the Russians have endured climate extremes for so long that they feel, nature is pretty rough and tough without our help.
And then in 2005, 2006, when the world was so polarized, I began diving in more into the behavioral research. And it was like a whole new frontier that I really had neglected to report on, which was why certain problems are a bad fit for human decision making. And climate change is like the worst possible problem for humans to get concretely engaged on, because the timescales are so long, there's durable uncertainty on key aspects of it. And those are the kinds of things we just don't work well on. So that led to a whole new body of reporting. It was like a whole new job, part of my job. And that same work, though, has taken away some of the frustration, because now I understand the many reasons why it's a bad fit for human problem solving. And you could look at that and go, oh my God, just shoot me now. Or you could look at that and say, well, where in this data are there signs of paths forward? And there were plenty. As we talked about in my course here, there are liberals and conservatives who agree on solar power benefits for very different reasons. There's libertarians who don't like government or don't like big companies running their lives, and they want to have solar panels because it takes them off the grid, and that's great. So having a fight with them over global warming science seems like a waste of time if they're going to agree with me on the value of distributed solar. And there's lots of opportunities like that going forward. Our polarized politics makes it really hard to get traction, even when you have that kind of agreement. But I think recognizing that it's there is an important first step toward building a more durable energy future.